of Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai.
Okay, wasn't really going for that, but I'll take it if I look like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I mean, you can do with that what you will.
Fish.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's a compliment, but again, your call. Whatever you want to do with it, you can do.
Look, I'm at least 6 inches taller than Tom Cruise. It's impossible not to be.
Dude, he's so small.
He's a little boy. He's a little guy. They hire so many short actors to play around him.
And he's always running from someone, too. We're going to watch Nick Prince do battle here against, I want to make sure I get this name correct here. It's Tony Ramis Pascual. I got Selesnya counters on one side, 4-color ramp on the other. I will say here that Selesnya counters is taking a very honest approach to this tournament, while 4-color ramp Todd is not.
So the 4-color ramp deck is just a product of like this weird push and design to have so many cards cycle, I think. And when you combine that with ramp effects, you just get a lot of these velocity-driven strategies, and we're seeing that basically come to a head in the 4-color ramp deck. They are not playing fair. That is certainly how I would put it. Yeah,
I would say anything but fair. So here is Luminarch's Aspirant coming in for 3 points of damage. In a normal standard world, I'd be really excited about this card, Todd. It's a 1/1 that turns into like basically a Watch Wolf and gets a little bit bigger and everything else. Like, that's really exciting. But in this 4-color ramp world, it's hard to get excited about a 1/1 that turns into a 2/2 and then a 3/3 and maybe a 4/4.
Yeah, I mean, I love me some Watch Wolf. You don't got to sell me on that. This one specifically works really well with Conclave Mentor. I feel like you're going to have it play a lot more like a cheaper version of Rishkar Pima Renegade, where you play it, you move to attacks, and you get to put a counter on something, and it ends up putting 2 if you have the 2-drop that I've said his name a second ago.
Conclave Mentor is the newest one.
Right. The Skyclave Apparition, this is a heater. I love this card. It's been awesome in every deck I've played it in so far, in every format I've played it in so far.
Yeah, I'm pretty high on that card right now too. I know that obviously there's a downside to that card, like any Oblivion Ring, Banishing Light style effect, but for the most part, that card has looked really, really good in, like, as you mentioned, basically all formats.
Yeah, I mean, you're no stranger to Banish Your Priest, I'm sure. Put that one in your aggro deck. It's an excellent addition to any White Winnie aggro strat, especially ones that can pump your creatures as it goes. But Skyclave Apparition, not giving them the creature bag and instead giving them this generic thing, is so much better.
So we're going to have so we have an Omnath, play a land, gain 4 life, trigger Lotus Cobra off of Fabled Passage, sack that. Is it? Okay, so we can't cast Genesis Ultimatum this turn,
Are you sure?
I don't think.
Are you sure?
I'm not
sure. I think you can. I think fetch land? Oh, because of the white. Yeah,
because it gives you the white with Omnath. That's the only reason why we can't. So instead it's a modest turn of play a Fabled Passage, pass the turn back with 2 little dingers there that you can cast as you sack the passage and get a mountain and then trigger the Cobra for a mountain. So that's not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, the one cool thing here is maybe fetch land plus double Spike Field can take care of the Skyclave Apparition, and that'll create a 4/4 that can maybe do some generic blocking against the Stonecoil Serpent. And then maybe that buys enough time so Genesis Ultimatum actually does some stuff next turn, and it's not like too little too late. But without an answer to this Omnath and Cobra and not presenting lethal, Tony can actually just take the 9 damage here, untap, and maybe win on the spot.
That is entirely possible, because it's not really a lethal attack, so the damage is going to come through. Tony's going to fall down to 5. Swarm Shambler post-combat is going to come in with an additional counter because of the Conclave Mentor, and now we get to see what Pascual can put together against Prince. This could be an outrageous turn because Genesis Ultimatum is involved.
One thing I'm thankful for is that Omnath doesn't hit creatures with the 4 damage thing. That was one thing when I first read the card, it tricked me. I was just like, holy moly, this thing. But it's oh wait, no.
I was quite literally thinking the same thing before you said that, which was, if this thing triggered 3 times and it was 4 damage to everything, come on, this would be ridiculous.
That is the thing that would make it ridiculous.
Yeah. Yes. As it stands, it's still just completely absurd. So
it's winning the game this turn. This Genesis Ultimatum can't possibly not win the game. Okay, maybe.
Well, actually, it could. I mean, that was actually a pretty big whiff.
Yeah, but yeah. There was not a ton of mana generation. I was expecting better too.
So let's see now. we have a Terror of the Peaks. If we're at 9, if we escape to the wilds, what is that? And can we escape to the wilds and still do stuff? I mean, I think the answer is yes. Okay.
If there's another Fabled Passage, maybe. Ooh, Evolving Wilds and another Lotus Cobra. I think maybe we could go crack Fabled Passage for a land, or no, sorry, play Evolving Wilds, generate a mana, play the Lotus Cobra, crack both fetches. That makes 4 mana. The untapped land from Fabled Passage is 5.
Maybe play another Omnath. Maybe
they're trying to play an Omnath first. I think that was maybe the first land they played this turn. So the Escape the Wilds allows them to play 1 more, maybe. So maybe we can still do all the cool stuff.
All right, well, here's Terror of the Peaks. That's going to gun something down. I haven't seen that much Terror of the Peaks. Some people play that card. Well, this is actually pretty nice, right? Because now the Aberration's dead. You get a trigger. You get a 4/4. Oh, that's...
it does it again!
Okay. Oh, no.
You have to kill the Mentor, I think. Because if you target any of the other creatures, they get 2 tokens off the Swarm Shambler. Oh, no, that's only spells. Never mind. Excuse me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. I actually was thinking the same thing, but it's a new card, so we're going to mess up. All right, so now... Oh, look out. Swarm Shambler's a 3/3 now. Look out. I think Nick Prince just got outclassed on power level here. Jeez.
I was going to give him 2 tokens, though. You know what they say about 2 tokens?
What do they say about 2 tokens?
Better than 1 token.
Oh, thank you. Yes, you're not wrong.
I'm a math guy now. Didn't you know?
I'm learning very quickly. Todd maths all day long. A forest was the draw. Not an ideal one there for Nick. I'm not sure what his best draw was in this situation. I'm not sure there is a best draw. Stonecoil, Serpent, Scavenging Ooze are the leftovers. And we're looking at a player who is outclassed on the battlefield. Omnath can gain 4 life at a moment's notice by sacrificing that Fabled Passage. And that's actually, I think, of all of the text blocks of Omnath, I feel like, I mean, a lot of it's problematic, but 4 life is so much, dude.
4 life is a lot, and it's
so
the repeatable
much.
nature of it, and being out. So, first of all, if you do the like 2 or 3 abilities on Omnath every turn, like it's really hard to just win at all against it. Like if it triggers its abilities a single time, all 3 of them, right? But then like we had a kind of a whiff on the Gentle Ultimatum, like a pretty bad one, honestly, and it wasn't that bad. It was still decent. Because it allowed for Escape to the Wilds, which allowed for more mana and a second Lotus Cobra and yada yada. And again, we're creating these like little snowball advantages where no matter what you do, they can cover every base, and that is a problem.
Yeah, that is definitely a problem. All right, so here's Omnath trigger. Yep, gain 4 life up to 13. You know, it was just a couple of turns ago, right, where you said, you know, take that damage, fall down to 5, and now we're back at 13 all of a sudden. So it's just kind of like, yeah, dealt that damage, and that didn't really do all that much. So Conclave Mentor is going to get gunned down by 2 Spikefield Hazards. There'll be a trigger, I believe. But I mean, geez, this is actually no, there is no trigger because it's exiled, so not even a little bit of life gain.
Yeah.
And now that the battlefield's managed, and yeah, I suppose this 6/6 can come across, and Tony can decide: do I want to take 6? Do I want to chump block? Do I want to double block? It looks like the answer is double blocking because I have Omnaths over. And the exile from Escape to the Wilds. Yikes.
Yeah, Omnath plural. This is going to be an Omnath, fetch land, do some stuff, second Omnath, second trigger. The game's over this turn. Just in case anyone was wondering, the game's actually over.
Yeah, the game is. If it wasn't over last turn, it's definitely over this turn because Nick Prince is going to lose his entire battlefield if Tony wants that to be the case. So, Lotus Cobras. I mean, You were playing during that time, right? You were playing during Callblade era when Lotus Cobra, like the Teamer deck was a thing, right?
I was, and it was somehow worse than the Stoneforge Mystic Jace the Mind Sculptor deck. I don't know how, for a while. Like, once they banned Jace the Mind Sculptor and Stoneforge Mystic, the Lotus Cobra decks just easily carried the rest of the format. But, like, the fact that, like, Lotus Cobra was being suppressed by Stoneforge and Jace for, like, a significant portion of its time in Standard is pretty hilarious to me.
Yeah, I am inclined to agree. It is pretty bonker as well. 4-color Ramp is quickly up a game there over Selesnya counters. Nick got off to a pretty nice start, but a timely Genesis Ultimatum, which actually, as you mentioned, Todd, wasn't even that good, but was good enough because Lotus Cobra and Omnap were on the battlefield, took it away. So before we get to the sideboarding, we will talk very quickly about Coalesce Apparel and Design, where you can save 10% at checkout when you use gift code SCG. You saw Todd wearing the Mana Flood shirt when we were in our two-shot. I was wearing the Mana Screw shirt. You'll see one of the 10 versions of the Breaking Pact shirts they have in Draco Genius. And then Allie Warfield's shirt, a big Taco Bell fan, so she is the Taco Bell. Live Meebo, not Live Moss. CoalesceApparel.shop. Again, save 10% at checkout when you use gift code SCG. Todd, have you been dabbling in Standard all that much? I know obviously you're streaming and playing a lot of different games right now, but any Standard being played by you?
So all week this week, I actually so they made the announcement that they were going to ban something on Tuesday, I believe. And I was already kind of wanting to focus on Pioneer and Modern anyway. And so I just did that instead. And I haven't really, like, I looked over all the deck lists and stuff that have been doing well, but as far as like watching the actual gameplay, that's not something I've really been focusing on too much. But just watching the games today, it's very obvious that the 4-color ramp deck is just outrageous.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I know that the SCG Tour account just tweeted what things look like after, like, round number 3 or round 4 or whatever. But yeah, I mean, what this deck is doing is just out of bounds, I think. And WotC, as you mentioned, they made an announcement. We don't know when they're going to be banning something or if they're going to be banning something. They said that they're keeping their eyes open on the Standard format, and perhaps these 2 tournaments, this one today and the one tomorrow, influence their decision making. But haven't seen a deck this powerful in Standard, it feels like, in a pretty long time, man.
Yeah, and it's a little disheartening because this feels like a mulligan type tournament where the players can basically play a relatively solved format for one event, and then tomorrow's event as well. And then on Monday, maybe everything gets shaken up. And I am very much looking for more of the stuff like Nick Prince is playing, like these Celestia Counters decks, looking for these cool, interesting lists that are actually like keeping pace for the most part in a lot of these games, but just kind of falling a little bit short. And I'm really looking to see if those decks can basically survive after the ban, if there is a ban.
Yeah, if there is one. Now, I think most people are predicting that there will be one, but I'm with you, right? Because it felt like in that first game that we just watched, it's like, okay, Nick's got some good stuff going. He's got Luminic Aspirant, kind of running downhill a little bit, building towards a little bit something. If Tony doesn't have like a great turn, maybe, be able to stabilize or draw the right removal spell. What ends up happening is, okay, well, Tony's at 13 and has an awesome battlefield, and the Genesis Ultimatum wasn't even that good. And, there is no draw step that Nick can have to get back into it. And that's naturally pretty frustrating.
Yeah, for sure. But what you're seeing this game, we actually saw Nick Prince mulligan to 5, kept a 1-land tapped hand with the Balaged Recovery. Has not drawn a physical land yet, but except for this this pathway that they just found. Other than that, though, 3 spell lands, just doing a lot of work here, allowing him to potentially get back into this game.
Well, here's a little Swarm Shambler, 2/2. Okay, got an Archon. All right. Little counter there. Come on in here for 4. Terror of the Peaks. You want to trade? You want to hang out?
This might be a trade turn, actually, for Pascual.
Okay. Well, going to take the damage. I mean, there's some upside here because not falling that low. So, all right. Here comes oh, boy. Well.
Omnath plus land, gain 4. The ability for Terror of the Peaks kills the 4/4. We're seeing such a big back and forth here between these 2 players. Sorry, I had something caught in my throat.
Hang in there. Don't die on me, buddy.
I was just laughing while I was,
What is this turn? Okay, that's a modest turn. Okay, that's a good draw.
So it's a modest turn because of this new card, Archon of Emeria. I don't know if you've heard about this. You've seen this one. It is very good. Extremely good. Wow, what a pickup from Nick. Is this going to be a real game? This looks like a real game.
Well, this Archon's actually causing a lot of problems. So
it is. Only 1 spell a turn.
Yeah.
Lands in the battlefield tapped.
It actually makes Escape to the Wilds look pretty bad. That was a pretty bad escape, too. Jeez, okay.
If there ever was a time for a bad escape to the Wilds, holy crap, it was right there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Get it out of the way right now.
Okay. A Swarm Shambler. Okay, so Swarm Shambler is going to become a 4/4, right? On the end step.
Start trucking. You better believe it.
Yeah, we gotta get this game over with. Okay, bad draw, but we gotta try to cross the finish line here soon. Yeah, there we go. Get in there, little guy.
One card that I was gonna look for in Nick Prince's list was the new green Entwine card, where you choose all 3 of the modes. That's basically Dramoka's command, but like maybe better.
I know what card you're talking about. These new card names are escaping me today for whatever reason.
Yeah, same.
Just the green. It's the green kicker card. Nice one. It's Inscription of Abundance, I think, is what you're talking about.
Yes.
Oh, good. Oh, cool. You only get to cast one card, so you better make it count. Nice. Oh boy. Oh boy.
We're having a game here, folks. This powerful hate card, Archon of Emeria. Dead to 1 spell that deals 30,000-ish damage.
You can only cast 1 spell per turn, and so he played by the rules and played 1 spell, right? So that's good. This is okay, so like